Welcome to Sunset Studios. Today we are making Snowblob. I love this little snowman, and it's basically just the top snowball part, but that's his whole body. So I'm going to start with my pencil, and I'm going to start with the feet, which I will go right about here, and they're just half circles, okay? And the second foot is just gonna be near the first foot, and then I'm gonna make connect him. And I'm gonna do his other part of his body, and then I'm going to because of the shape of my that'll work. Stone is very round. Now I'm gonna make his hat. The hat really does take up a lot of space, so you have to account for it. I've got basically 3 little layers, and I want to come around the very top edge. I hope you can see that okay. And then come back up to about there. And then, of course, I can throw on a little pom-pom. Okay, so just work on getting your shape drawn. That's the first step. Next step are his arms, which are simply going to be sticks. One of them comes out from his actual snowball body, and I'm just going to make a rough stick, and the other one comes from the edge of his body. That looks a little thick, but once I use my paint, I'll make it thinner. Okay, and I'm also going to make a nice big mouth with those little smile lines. I want to make a tongue sticking out because that's just cute, and he has a big wide nose, and his eyes just come right up off of his nose, and that is the basic shape of his face. Okay, if you have room, you could make a couple of buttons. I don't have a lot of room here, so I may just make one little button at the bottom. Great. I'm going to start with blue paint, and I am going to paint the blue of his feet right here. I can kind of fix that in a little bit if I don't think it's quite right, but basically those are his feet. And then I'm going to paint the blue on his hat, and the first little layer will be blue. And then I'm actually going to use 3 colors on his hat. Other videos I've only used 2, but I think the 3 looks kind of cute on this. Okay, so that's 1 layer of blue. The next will be green, orange, and then this top part will be blue too. And I'm not following the lines exactly because I can see what I'm doing. So that's how it is so far. The next step is using some green on his hat for the next layer, which this is a lighter green than I have on my sample rock, but that's okay. I'm pretty much out of the green that was on the other rock, so I have to improvise, which is great, no problem. Okay, so that's a real light green, and I'm gonna do his pom-pom in green as well. So the next color is going to be orange, which I have right here. And I probably will have to go over these colors again, just to make sure they're thick enough. Oops, sorry. and it should not be a problem. Okay, and there's the orange. I might also just do his button orange because that just looks fun. The next step is painting all the other parts of our snow blob. So first, we're going to start with his nose, which is basically a tan color. You could, if you'd rather, you could paint it red, or really any color goes for his nose. I don't know why, but I tend to do it a more natural color. But it can be anything. Okay, so that's that. And I'm gonna clean my brush, and I'm gonna do his tongue, a nice bright red. Just like that. And if it's a little messy, I know I can fix it at the break. Okay, and then I'm going to do his eyes. I could just use my pen, but I'm gonna try just doing it with the black paint because it just is a little bit easier. Okay, I'm definitely gonna wait and do his smile with the pen. And the only other thing I'm gonna do are his arms, his stick arms, which I know will definitely need another coat, but that's okay. Okay, that's one. And the other, whoops, it's a little thick, but I can always fix that. There we go. Next step is outlining our blob, okay? And I think I'll first start with the smile. Let's see if yeah, that will be okay. And then the little smile lines at the top. Okay, and then I basically go around and all I'm doing is outlining the pencil lines that I made. Okay, so this is a little bit awkward for me to show you every line, so I'm gonna be right. Okay, so I have outlined all of the blob's parts. I started with the feet, I went to his body, and I outlined around his arms. I even made this little, almost like a parentheses mark here, so it looks like the arm is coming out of the snow there. I did his whole hat, all the layers, the pom-pom. I think the outline really helps to make the design pop. I outlined around his little button. Okay, so now we just do finishing touches. We are almost done. So what I would do now is I would do these little lines on the bottom of his nose. So I'm just going to very carefully just do a few little lines going like that, okay? And then the next thing I'm gonna do is take my brush, put a tiny bit of white, and then even take some off. So I have, sorry, just, I can't really see here. Just a little bit of white on your brush. And I'm gonna start at the top of his hat. I'm hoping you can see this, and just kind of throw on a few white lines just to emphasize the shape of the hat, any shadowing, and it's really, really subtle. So you're not supposed to notice it that much, but it just kind of works. Okay, a couple more. There, maybe even a little one on the pom-pom. And then I want to get one on the top, a couple on the top of his shoes, which I'm doing a little bit differently than I did on my other one, which I can show you the difference and you can decide what you like. I'll do a little bit on his arms, just a drop. Okay, and that should be good. And I will show you the difference, especially with his shoes. There's one. And there's the other. They're just about the same. I just happened to outline the white on the shoes in this one. Okay, I hope you enjoyed making the blob, the little snow blob, and the next time we are going to make this adorable polar bear holding a heart. Sorry, because Valentine's Day is fast approaching. Hope you'll join me. Like I said, I may post one on this coming weekend, and then otherwise it's Tuesdays and Fridays. Take care. Please subscribe to Sunset Studios and tell all your friends. Thank you. Bye.